Look at that! Oh, I'm so excited about this. And see if there are any ideas brewing. But I know how to do this one. T aspirated. Of great help to us, no doubt. Actually, wait a second. We're gonna just color them all green. Ah, that's the herald. That is the trumpet sounding, saying that we are ready, YouTube, to continue our second Historical Linguistics Challenge. So let's get started. Ooh, okay. Okay. Let's focus elsewhere for a second, because this is a bit odd. This would be a lot easier if I had my own computer, I have to say. But let's not blame the tools. Can we get some coronal correspondences? That might help us out. Let's do that. Let's stop reconstructing and let's lay down some more correspondences. See if we can get all of the coronals done. So in 2, we have. I'm just gonna drag this down because this applies to everything. We have. I'm gonna have to type some new things, so let me get this out. Okay. So we have d. We have. Darn, they don't have this. They don't have this one in the nice little chart, so I'm gonna pop it in. But I know how to do this one. There we go. Da, ta. And then we have da, ta, the. Very similar correspondence set, no reflex. In 3. Then we have to go down to all the way. Actually, we don't have much of anything until we get to, unless I'm missing one, until we get to 41. And in 41 we get T aspirated, th, t, and then our special sibilant. And what else? We have the same, basically the same correspondence set in 42 and 43. Modulo some missing data in 42. And then we have 44, which gives us a different, slightly different correspondence set. These are going to be tough to type. And then we have roughly the same thing in 45. And then finally we have, nope, that's about it. Okay. I think that's all of our correspondences for the coronal stops. Then we could do the sibilants as well. Before we do, I'm just gonna check back on the chat and see if there are any ideas brewing. What we've reconstructed as tenuous may in fact be voiced, and A and D preserve the distinction. Okay, let's take a look. So A and D. So we have 8 and 9. A and D sought and preserve the distinction between what? Between voiced and voiceless? Okay, I'm going to continue collecting. I'm going to get some sibilants. The C lenited historic voiced. So instead of starting out as voiceless and then voicing, we start out as voiced, and then just simply lenite. What does that buy us? Let's see if we have any sibilants to work with, because I think then we'll be finished with our initial correspondences. Okay, so we have this one, 37. So s, sh, s, h. Okay, that's a saw. I don't think I have much doubt about that. Maybe that it's arrogant of me to do that, but debucalization of S is a pretty common thing. So, and then the palatalized versions that we see in B are nothing unusual because we're before front vowels. We do have this slight hiccup of this retracted S. So maybe I'm being too hasty here, but no, wait, I think I can do this, right? So S and minus. Nope, that didn't do it. S and underscore. Look at that. Oh, I'm so excited about this. Okay, so what number am I doing? Colin, keep up with yourself. Seriously. 39 and 40. So they have S. And then we have nothing. And then, okay. 40. And then, is that all? Okay. I'll be humble. I won't reconstruct that yet. So the question is, do we see a similar pattern in the coronals? Sutton points out that we do not. So what pattern are we looking for here? So let's use some color to help us. So we seem to have a series that works like, oops, I want to get the backgrounds. 40C does have a value. Ah, good point. Thank you. All right, let's use some color and sort of work this out. So let's say we have, can you see that? Is that all right? Is there enough contrast there? Something like that. There we go. So we have this voiceless, voiced, voiceless, voiced fricative, voiced, voiceless pattern. And we see that here as well. we see that. Where else do we see that? This is what I reconstructed as just a plain voiceless K. We see that here as well, it looks like. So this is one series, it looks like. Then we see another pattern. The pattern with aspirate in B. So let's give that a different color. Let's give that a green. And so this is aspirate in B. So we've got to take all of the ones where the aspirate's in B. And we're going to just color them all green. And this is going to be of great help to us, no doubt. And then we have another set of correspondences where we have aspirate in E and voiced in many of the others. For 17, all of the others. Let's call that orange. And actually, in C, we have voiceless for most of the time. For some reason, we have voiced in 17. Not sure what to make of that yet, but that could become relevant. And so let's fill in the rest of this series. So orange. Okay. So it's true that we do not have this showing up in. Has the light left me a bit? Maybe I can. We don't have this kind of aspirate in. Actually, wait a second. We do have aspirates in E in 44 and 45, E and B. And this is the only case where we get that. Normally it's either or. That's a bit of a mess. Oh, surely this is the same correspondence set here. And surely this is the same correspondence set. Well, friends, what do we think? It looks like we have at least 3 series of stops in the proto-language. And it also looks like we have some other things going on as well. We have these fricatives all across the board. We'll count W as a fricative for the purposes of... that might be a bit too low contrast. Nope, did it again. So then we have this series, which looks like fricatives everywhere you look. Yeah. And then we have 2 series of sibilants, and let's put them as, I don't know. I never know what color things are going to show up as because, no, that's not right. That's even less right. There we go. 2 series of sibilants. So this is what it looks like we're dealing with in terms of the obstruent system. I think we may probably, what we'll do we'll probably leave it here for today with a fairly good reconstruction of the sonorant system, word initially, and major steps towards a reconstruction of the obstruent system, word initially. We at least know, I think, roughly how many series we're dealing with. The major questions are, what are the reconstructions of these series? Because I'm not entirely confident in what we have so far. And then, what is the nature of this uvular-velar split? And does it extend to the fricatives? Are these indeed fricatives? I think they probably are, but I could be wrong. And then I suppose we have the question of these two sibilants, which seem to have different outcomes, which I think, as far as I know, are not conditioned by anything that looks... let's see. Yeah, we have it before oo, we have it before oo. We have the retracted S before oo, and then we have H before oo. So yeah, I think that those are two ancestral forms. So what we will do is we will take a break from this. There will be, I think I should probably I'll say goodbye to YouTube now, and then we'll talk about what we're going to do next. So YouTube, thank you again for joining us. I think we've made great progress. We got to play with some colors. I think we've got a decent start at reconstructing the initial consonant system, or the consonant system in initial position of this proto-language. Thank you so much to Team B, and thank you so much to the chat for joining us and helping me with their great suggestions. It is always a pleasure, truly. If you ask if I'm feeling confident, I should never feel confident when it comes to the work of this community, because the creativity is truly off the charts. But I think with a little bit of elbow grease and a little bit of time spent, we'll get there. So YouTube, we'll see you next time, and that's that.